Coach. I'll go to Jen, then Graf.
Coach, I won't cost you any money by asking about that no call at the end. Instead, I'll ask you the play call. Was that what you wanted to see bled to BI to Z?
Well, there's no play call, Jen. I mean, there's, it's a scrambled situation off of a steal with no timeouts left. So guys are just making plays. So there's no play call. I mean, look, we got Bled set a great screen on the handoff. Brandon was open, went downhill. Our two best players involved in the play, and the ball goes to Zion at the rim. So certainly good plays made by our guys.
So his triple-double gets a bit diminished in the loss, albeit, but how important was that to coming back from 21 turnovers to be in a position like that to possibly win?
Well, look, we fought hard to give ourselves a chance, and we didn't let go of the game with 3.5 minutes to go or whatever it was. Under 4 minutes to go, down 13. Our guys fought hard. And throughout the game, from the second quarter on, we'd go down double figures. We'd get it back to 4 or 5. We'd go down double figures. We'd get it back to 4 or 5. Our guys kept fighting. I mean, we had some problems tonight. The number one problem is we weren't ready to play at the beginning of the game. We've been a good first quarter team, and we weren't ready tonight. And we were lucky, to be honest, to only be down 10 at the end of the first quarter. I mean, we just weren't ready to play at either end of the floor. And then 15 turnovers in the first half, 21 for the game. I mean, it's tough on the road against a good team. You're not really giving yourself a great chance doing that. So I love the fight from the start of the second quarter on, but not being ready early and turning the ball over too much, particularly in the first half, is the difference in the game.
Coach, what was the difference defensively for you, especially in that fourth quarter, to force those turnovers? Because that really you were able to get back into it, and obviously almost won the game because of them.
I mean, guys continuing to play hard, a little bit of an air of desperation, and, going after it with a little more juice than we did early in the game. I was proud of our guys for that, but what you want to do there is finish it off, I mean, take advantage of the mistakes and get that thing to overtime, or even, shoot the 3 on that last possession and win it, whatever it was. You would like to have come out of here with a win.
Coach, did you get a chance to see the final play in like a video replay or anything like that? And if so, what did you see?
I did see the replay, and I saw exactly what you saw, Christian.
So, I mean, I guess, at the point, do you feel like there's something more Z has to do to kind of get these calls? Is this something he has to say publicly or embellish, on the court? I guess, is this something you've talked about a lot, as about the amount of contact he gets? So I guess what can he do at this point?
Well, he doesn't flop, and he doesn't, yell and scream at the referees. And he gets to the free throw line a lot. And, I've had referees say to me, how many free throws has he shot? Like, it's a stupid question. It doesn't matter. Like, call it every single time he gets fouled. That's all your job is. It's not a matter of, well, he shot 8 free throws or he shot 10 free throws. There's nights he should shoot 20. So call it. That's all. Just call it. And what more does he have to do to get those calls? I mean, I don't know. That's a great question. I do think strength gets punished in this league a lot more than quickness. If you're able to go through contact a little bit, it's called differently. If you fall down every time you're hit or you flop, you get calls. I mean, that's just the way it is. It's not just Zion. That's just the way it is.
Hey, Stan, did you get any sort of on-court explanation from the officials as to why there was not a call on that? I saw you talk, and I didn't know if they gave you any explanation.
No, they said it was clean. They said it was all ball. I mean, there's no other explanation. Clearly, that's what they're going to say. I mean, what are you going to say? I mean, like, there was a foul and I decided not to call it. They're not going to say that. They said it was all ball.
I just wanted to make sure that's what they said too.
Yeah.
Stan, if he flops on that, you think he might get the call or have a better shot at getting the call? And is the fact that it's the end of the game does that weigh into them being less, I don't know, likely to make that call?
I don't know about that now because we fouled Russell Westbrook at the end of the game in Washington, and they made the call. We fouled Damian Lillard at the end of the game in Portland, and they made the call. So clearly there are situations in which they'll make that call at the end of games.
I mean, this is maybe a stupid question, but should he be flopping more, or at least, you know, some semblance of a flop, or is that just not going to be in his DNA?
I cannot imagine going to a player and telling him to start flopping. I can't imagine that that's what you have to do. I could never bring myself to do that with a player, but you know, it is frustrating to him, you know, on some of the calls, but you know, what are you going to do? I mean, you keep going. We needed to play the game better. That's what we need to focus on. Like, we had some things maybe go against us down the stretch, but listen, I mean, 21 turnovers, and, you know, we didn't make enough plays to open people. A lot of our turnovers came because we were trying to force the ball into tight spaces instead of throwing the ball to open guys. We were really, really unselfish and trusted each other in the Clipper game. Not quite as much tonight. So what we need to do is correct what we can correct. And so your questions are on the last call and trying to bait me into a comment that'll cost me a lot of money. But we can't control any of that. I mean, what we can control is how we play the game, and we need to play it better. I appreciate the fight. I thought the fight was great down the stretch. And we didn't let go of the rope at all, which was great. But we got to play the game better. We've got to make better plays for each other.
Yeah, you mentioned the turnovers, especially in the first half. I guess, what do you think was the cause, you know, some of those mistakes, especially in the first half?
Well, I thought that we were holding on to the ball a count too long almost all the time instead of drawing the defender and make the pass. I don't think we moved real well without the ball. We had chances where they were in passing lanes, and instead of cutting, we just stood there and floated. We put ourselves in some tough situations because we didn't move, we didn't space the floor well, and we didn't pass the ball on time.
All right, thank you, Coach. Appreciate your time. All right, everybody, if you want to get your hands raised for Z. Will Guillory, you can go ahead.
Yeah, what's up, Z? I guess, just what's your reaction to that last play and, not getting the foul call right there?
They didn't call it. There's not much I can do about that. Just got to learn from it and, just finish it next time.
We just talked to Stan. Stan said basically, like flopping is just not part of your game. That's not something you're going to do. I mean, do you feel like, generally speaking, that flopping does get rewarded in today's NBA?
I don't know, to be honest. So I think it depends on how the game's going and I guess how well you sell it. Because there are some people that they do flop, but they did get fouled. They just know how to sell it. But nah, I just didn't play a very normal, characteristic game for myself. I was forcing the issue a lot, and I was kind of out of character tonight. So, like I said, I got to learn from this game and just be better.
Hey Z, in general, it seems like maybe you've started to become a little bit more frustrated with some of the non-calls. I mean, do you think there's anything else you can do to start picking up some calls and try to get some of these things to go your way?
I gotta earn my respect. I'm only in year 2. Gotta get a couple more years under my belt, and hopefully things change with that.
Z, I know the defeat is the overriding picture here, but Zoe had his 7th triple-double of his career tonight. Pretty amazing output from him and brought you close to coming back from those 21 turnovers. How big was that effort, his effort, to getting you back in this game?
Zoe really got us going in that first half. He really pushed the pace. He got our pace going, a lot in transition, getting the ball, pushing it. Zoe played very well, but, I think in Zoe's mind, and I think in everybody else's mind, he played great, but I think we all wanted to win.
I think 15 of those turnovers came in the first half. Just what did you feel like was off on the offensive end after, such a good performance in offense Monday?
I think it was just small, detailed things. You got to be more locked in, and tonight, Denver was really locked in on those small details, and they capitalized off all of them, and that's why we got so many turnovers.
All right, thanks, Z. Appreciate your time.
No problem. You guys have a good night.
All right, Christian, you can go ahead for Lonzo. You're on mute, Christian.
Hey, Lonzo, what was your vantage point for the final play there?
Well, I think we got the best shot we could have asked for. You know, our two best players with the ball in their hand. Obviously, they helped on Bi. He shoveled it to Z for a dunk. You can't ask for a better play than that. You know, sending the game to overtime.
I mean, how frustrating is it to see a game end like that? You know, when you guys are in a position where you need pretty much every win you can get at this point.
Yeah, it's tough, but we got another one tomorrow. You know, we can't harp on this one too much. We played hard. Unfortunately, we didn't get the win. We got to move on.
And Lonzo, you get a chance to, you know, spend some time around Zion. What's it sort of like for him when he's having those questionable calls in games and not getting them? Does he ever show any type of frustration or
Nah,
anything?
I mean, Z always plays through it no matter what. You know, he does the best he can for us. Unfortunately, he doesn't get, you know, I feel he doesn't get all the calls that he should be getting or people of his stature get. And it's unfortunate. But he's going to keep playing hard, and hopefully, you know, it will turn around for him soon.
What do you think he needs to do to get some more calls? I mean, I know he's still pretty up there in terms of free throw leaders, but it seems like at crucial moments he's not getting them. What do you think he needs to do in order to get those calls?
I don't know what else he can do. I mean, he's going to the rim every time. You know, there are fouls. They're not calling them. You know, it's the ref's job to call them. You know, Z can't call his own fouls, not pick up basketball. So he just got to keep going, and hopefully, you know, like I said, the whistle turns for him. But in the meantime, just keep playing hard.
15 of those turnovers came in the first half. What do you feel like was just not clicking or was off offensively in the first two quarters?
I think it was just careless basketball. A lot of the turnovers were just bad passes. You know, people driving in the hole with everybody in there. It's just uncharacteristic things. You know, just dumb basketball plays. I don't think it was really too much more than that.
Hey, Lonzo here from Argentina. What's your opinion on Facundo's Campazzo's game in general and on his defense in particular, especially after his performance tonight?
I think he plays hard. He definitely plays with an edge, and he's a smart basketball player. And when you have those traits, you know, you can do a lot of different things on the basketball floor, and he helps that Denver team out, you know, when he's in the game.
All right, thanks, Zoe. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Christian, you can go ahead.
Hey, yeah, I think, we all understand the situation of how important each game is, trying to get in this playing tournament. How frustrating is it that was the way, that one ended?
Like I said, I think every loss is frustrating. It's not the way it's ended. I think it's everything that went into us trying to fight back into that win. I had too many turnovers. A lot of our guys had too many turnovers. And it's all stuff that we can correct. We just have to come in the next game and just have the urgency to win these next few games.
Yeah, you mentioned the turnovers. Just what did you think was the biggest issue, especially in that first half, with the way you guys were giving the ball away?
Well, they packed the paint tonight, and we drove right into it, including me a bunch of times. And maybe we didn't see the open man or the open pass, but we got to give it to Denver. They did a pretty good job on the defensive end of being in and the deflections they had and the steals that they had. They were in good position and they made the right plays. They followed their game plan.
Hi, Brandon. It's Leonardo Torres from Peru. Hope you're well. Brandon, you made a big effort tonight. You guys grabbed more rebounds and had more assists than the Nuggets. What was the key to lose tonight?
I think the key was the turnovers. The key was the turnovers, not taking care of the basketball. And I'm not sure how many fast break points they had tonight, but they had a bunch. They had some easy offense, and some of their guys got into rhythm. Of course, Jokic is a really, really good player, and he did his thing out there tonight. But it all just on our turnovers, and we were still close in the game. We lost by 2 tonight, and we had, I'm sure, over 20 turnovers tonight.
Hey, Brandon, what did you sort of see on that last play, and also, I mean, just how frustrating is that for Zion? You think when he's having to go through that?
I mean, yeah, I seen a wide open Zion underneath the basket, and pretty much 10 times out of 10, I see him finishing that play. But things went left, and obviously, all of us thought it was a foul. But the referee saw something different. And we got to, at the end of the day, got to go with what the referee says, and we just get better. I'm sure that's only fuel for him to go even harder for the next game and make sure that he's making it known that he's getting fouled under the basket and he's going to finish strong. But that's only fuel for him to keep going. I think I'll make that play 100% every time. But he might have got fouled, or it might have been a block shot, and then just ended the way it ended.
B.I., speaking of the next game, forgive me if you haven't had a chance to look at any of this, but since there is no shoot-around availability tomorrow, would you be able to comment on what makes Shai Gilgeous-Alexander so good, especially at creating his own shot for OKC?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. We actually work with some of the same people in an organization, Brian Keefe, and he has the will to work. It looks like it from the way he comes out on the court and he's comfortable in the stuff that he does. Able to shoot the ball off the dribble, in the mid-range from the 3, able to find his angles and get downhill and then be a point guard. So we have our work cut out for him tomorrow, but we'll follow the game plan to try to give him the best shot.
All right, thank you, B. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.